Freedom Edge was a story I wanted to write.
To tell, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm embarrassed to say that it all started with a bet.
A bet?
It all started with what?
A stupid bet.
A bet, really?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever made a comic over a bet, which is
I gotta hear this.
To hear this.
I used to do community theater with my best friend Phil. I wish I had a picture of him around right now, because like he was my best friend. We're talking like second grade.
Okay.
So like I think I have this great picture where I'm carrying him like a princess or something. We've been best friends for 30 years, and he's completely opposite of me, but he's also one of the most amazing and humble, down to earth and honest people I've ever met in my life. And I was telling him about this new idea, like, oh, Phil, remember that comic that I made in high school? Man, one day I want to make that into a real comic and publish it. And he's just like, no, you're not. Like, Ben, you've been talking about making a comic for like 10 years. I'm done. Like, you're never going to do it. And I said, shit. He was completely right. And so we made a bet that I would do 50 pages written, published in a year. Okay. And we were betting my vintage 1983 Mattel Voltron full statue.
Oh, okay.
I had it from when I was a kid. He always wanted it, always coveted it. And I said, we'll bet Voltron. If I don't do it, then Voltron is yours. And we shook on it. And I did 50 pages in a month. 50 pages written. And then I wrote, and Harry, you read all up until you read the book. Yeah. I wrote book 1 in 2 months.
That's pretty amazing, because it's very involved. Because it's not like a few words per panel or whatever. It's like paragraphs. It's like very well written though. I thought it was.
Thank you very much.
Was it something in your head all along, Ben, that you had like the whole idea ready, but you just didn't have the motivation to make it? Is that what?
Honestly,
it was?
No, Keith. I always loved drawing, but it was always participatory with other people. I love teaching drawing. I love showing. I'm a child therapist, so I love showing people how to do things. And then when it came to my spare time, I always liked being around people.
Gotcha.
But I talked to my best friend Phil more about it, and I said, in 10 years, I don't want to be talking about making my comic someday. I want it to be on my shelf and done. So I'd always, and he was the one that really made me realize I was going to be talking about it forever. But
I always say that too, Ben, and I'm kind of happy that you went the other way, because like I mean, Johnny, I'm sure has seen this too at conventions. You get tons of people that come up to you and say, oh, I have this idea. And as they leave the table, I'm like, that guy's never going to make that comic. And like, but I'm glad, like, you were put in that situation, but you went the other way. You actually stepped up and made it. Which
sometimes
amazing.
You need that guy to like fire up, to let a fire on.
Yeah, no, it's true. It's like sometimes like, well, because like I understand too what you're saying, Ben. Like when you draw and write your own comic, it's very personal, and there's like, it's not like a group thing. Like you got to sit down, do all this stuff essentially alone,
It's very lonely. I was just about to say.
It very much is. And I get that, like sometimes I got to force myself to just write a script or get a couple pages done. And it's kind of for that reason, I think, a little bit, or sometimes you're just tired. You don't feel like writing, or, whatever, you haven't creator block or your writer block. And
vindication is such a motivator, though.
What is
you
it?
had to prove him wrong.
Yes.
I love that. You had to prove him.
Well, he didn't want to lose Voltron either.
Bro, watch this. Yeah, I'm gonna put my Voltron on the line for you.
Watch this.
And
boom,
what you do?
100 pages.
You're like you dropped the mic on him. I love that, dude. I love
Johnny.
that.
You got to do me a favor.
That is awesome.
All right. So after this video, I'm going to give you my friend's phone number because he has Voltron.
Oh, he has Voltron?
Yeah. So
wait, but I thought you did the 50 pages though, right? I thought you did. Did I miss part of the story here?
No. You see, we've been arguing about this for like 10 years now. See, I feel like I transcended the bet because I got swept away. Like, Harry, you read where book 1 ends. It ends off in this terrible cliffhanger, and I didn't know where I was going to go with that.
It was pretty shocking though, because the main actor, the main character.
It shocked me writing it.
Right.
Okay, so I was shocked.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God, this can't happen to my character. So I spent weeks and then months trying to rewrite it. And I'm like, it has to go this way, but I don't know what to do with it.
Well, I'm glad that there's more to it though.
And then, as you would know, because you got to book 2.
Yeah.
So that all does come back around.
Mm-hmm.
And then I asked Phil for an extension. It is unclear how that went, but all I know is one day I showed up in my house. He has a key to my house, and Voltron was gone.
So he just took it?
He fucking thieved it from you. He took that shit from you. You give me his phone number. I have to have words with this man. I got to talk to this man. Look. He stole your Voltron. That's some bullshit. That's
we laugh about it now. I mean, he's my best friend, and I got this
bastard.
Well, I had a key to his house too, right?
How can you sleep at night, Phil? If you're watching this, Phil, how can you sleep at night?
Was there a ransom note? Was there a ransom note left behind, or
he sends you an arm? He sends you just one lion in the mail.
The only thing I can hope for is that he dies first, and then I can just go and get it.
You can go grab it back.
Yeah.
If you're an indie creator looking for a home for your comic book, graphic novel, short story collection, or novel, then you've come to the right place. Any One World is a full-service publisher and distributor which can take your creator-owned project and showcase it to the world. We offer 2 primary distribution channels: digital distribution, where we'll sell your book in our digital bookstore; digital and print distribution, where we'll sell your book in our digital bookstore and distribute through physical bookstores across the UK, USA, and Canada. In addition to distribution, Any One World can also work with you to publish your book. We'll publish your book digitally, helping you source artists, edit, format, and publish your book in digital format. Digital and print. We'll publish your book digitally and produce and distribute print copies of your work. Digital, print, and merch. We'll publish digital and print copies of your book and then work with you to design or distribute products and add-ons such as t-shirts, posters, and more. On top of all of this, we can offer additional paid services where required, specifically cover design, editing, and formatting. Unlike many traditional publishers, Any One World gives indie creators maximum control and flexibility over publishing and distribution. So if you're looking to partner with us to distribute existing books or publish something new, read carefully through the information below and fill out a submission form.